Hey, it's Jeff here in the beautiful Hollywood Boulevard Cafe. Came down here to check out the memorabilia, hang out, get out on the road, but dig this. Ringo Starr is here today, and he has agreed to sit down and talk to me. Let's check it out. Well, you know, speaking of your new album, Give More Love, and the All-Star Band, it's the 13th iteration of the group now, right?
It is, yeah.
Well, you know, I've always been fascinated by that group and the way you put it together, because it never appears to just be the sort of classic rock usual suspects. It's always really eclectic.
It is.
How do you go about selecting people to approach to be in the All-Star Band?
Well, the first one, which was more an all-star orchestra, because, you know, I was very nervous when I put it together, so I just, in those days, had my phone book, and I would dial Joe Walsh. They've offered me this, I'm going out and Dr. John, Billy Preston, I wanted someone to hang out with, Clarence, he's a big guy. Everybody said, yeah, Lee Vaughan, you know. So what I do is I think, what do we want to give out here? And I decided only hits, the hits of every band, the singer of the band. And it starts mainly, piano players are easy, guitarists are easy, bass players, who are the singer as well. And so that can be tricky. So
and you had Jack Blades for a while in the band, right? He's a bass player that...
Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Jack, he was great. I mean, I've had and Richard Page for a while, 7 years. But anyway, that's how I start, and I listen to the tracks and say, okay, well, their hits with my hits, with his hits. So it's all hits, and that's how I start, and then I have to find the musicians who actually play those instruments to do it. You know, like we have Graham Gulman this year, he's playing bass, but he's such a writer, and a singer, of course, in 10cc, and so he's new to the All-Stars, and I've got Colin Hay coming back, and Colin is just dynamite as a group member.
Underappreciated artist. I was so excited when I heard
he was
you had
Mr.
him.
MTV. Yeah. That band, that's what they did. So, you know, I don't know if it's unappreciated. We're all appreciated.
Underappreciated.
No, we're all appreciated.
He's a genius.
You know.
Well, have there been people that you've really wanted for the All-Star Band that you approached, and maybe due to scheduling or something, you just never
due
could
to
get them?
scheduling, they said no.
Yeah. Anybody want to name?
No, I'm not going to name. And someone who have asked me, and I've said no. So it works both ways. And only ever did I have one member depart before the first gig. And secondly, halfway through one tour, I was upset with one of the musicians who I wanted to fire, but the management browbeated me and I kept him. So, things happen, but that's not bad in 30 years next year.
Yeah, not bad at all.
There are two real major incidents that I've had where, all these different players, I don't know if it's going to work. I call everybody up and they say yes, and then we meet up and we get to the rehearsal, and then we find out if it works.
Well, it's always been a fun show.
Yeah,
a couple of times I've seen
it is a fun show, and it's a peace and love show.
Ringo, you've lived your life as an artist for over 50 years now.
Over, yeah.
How do you maintain your fire, whether it's with music or just photography, or you just do you live in it all the time still?
I love music, and as the drummer, I need other guys around me. I'm not going to go out there on my own with the drums. I did it my way. I just love to play, and most of the people who come on the tour love to play, and it's so great because we support each other, and the weight is passed around, so we never really have a sick day. Like a lot of major bands, they have a lead singer, and sometimes his voice goes, well, it's over. So with us, we pass the weight around, and so far, we just keep going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that in mind, and the length of your career, always on the move, always working, you look great, Ringo. You look very fit.
Well, I am fit. I mean, I'm only fit because I work out, and I'm only fit because I live on broccoli.
Is it all broccoli and workout?
Broccoli and workout. Well, throw a blueberry or two in and you're fine.
Well, I would be remiss. I wasn't going to do this, but I would be remiss if I sat down with you and asked you at least one Beatles question.
They were a good band.
I've heard good things. I'm going to check out their music. I'm going to look for some of the songs. They're hard to find. Ringo, the first time you saw the Beatles play before you joined the band.
Yeah.
Did they blow you away, or did you just size them up as competition for Rory Storm?
No, the first time I saw them, they were in a cellar in England teaching Stu Sutcliffe how to play bass. And we were the big shots, Rory and the Hurricanes, we had suits. And the next time I really saw them, we were in Germany. They were in one club and we were in another. And then Kashmir, the guy who owned the clubs, decided to put us both together. And that's where I got to really appreciate that front line of John, Paul and George. Sure. I loved that line. And then we ended up playing in another club as, the two bands. And, in the week, we learned to play there. I'm always grateful to Hamburg because at the weekends we do 12 hours a night between two bands. And you really learn how to play, when you're doing that much work. So I fell in love with that front line. They were really rocking, and and I just sat in for a while, and then I didn't ask. They asked me to join the band.
Well, did you have to think about it? I mean, with Rory doing well,
I didn't have to think about it. We had a gig, so Brian called and said, "Would you join the Beatles?" I said, "Sure." And I said, "When?" He said, "Tonight." I said, "I can't do it tonight. I'm in a band, so I'll join Saturday." So I gave him 2 nights to get another drummer, and that was it.
That worked out.
And it was a great move for me. But a lot of people, like you're saying, were saying, "What, you're going to leave Rory?" Because no one knew where it was going. I just wanted to play with those players.
Nice.
And look where it went. I'm sitting with you. Who'd have thought?
Right? It's
Who'd
the
have thought?
of your career you get to
I'm
sit
sitting
with
in
you.
the Hard Rock, watching people eat lunch with you.
Hey, that's, it worked out for me as well. So, Sir Lancelot, Winston Churchill, Ringo, the usual lineup of British knights. How does it feel?
Good.
Yeah,
It was a very emotional, happy, and interesting day, but at the end it only got to me because I was being interviewed and somebody's asked me how did it feel, and I said, well, the last time I was here there were 4 of us, and I went into John and George because I missed them, so that was a little emotional moment. So I went through a lot of different emotions that day, but basically joy.
Nice. How much does it blow your mind that Zach has been in The Who longer than Keith Moon was in The Who?
Well, that doesn't blow my mind. His playing blows my mind.
Yeah.
And they're lucky to have him. Those
Agreed.
old boys.
Well,
yeah. He's a great asset to them.
Reinvigorated the band, in my opinion.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because he's so young.
That does help.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. It was great.
All right,
great
thank
to
you,
meet
brother.
Ringo. Thank you so much for taking the time. I can't believe I just got to speak with an actual Beatle. Ringo is a really sort of engaged and friendly guy, so it was a pleasure to speak to him. And I love that he's always stayed kind of involved musically in a lot of different directions. He hasn't always just been the sort of Beatles guy exclusively. He's gone through things with Mark Bolan, and he branched into acting and photography. He's done so much, and he's still so vital and so excited about doing it. That was an incredible experience to talk to him, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.